Hey there, so I'm the living contradiction you never thought existed. Professional speaker who's also like a card-carrying introvert. Specifically, an introvert who hates networking events. It's the initial approach to strangers followed by the endless small talk that really gets me. But as much as I dislike it, I know that it's a necessary evil. I think I've cracked the code. Alright, so if ever you felt like you're playing hide and seek in networking events, stick with me. We're about to flip the script. In December last year, I traveled to Arizona for Impact 11. It's an event brimming with public speakers and speaker bureaus, the very people who can catapult my career. The first night's mixer was daunting though, and it left me frantically journaling just to manage my anxiety and prepare for the next day. I wish I could say that after that journaling session that I was struck by this inspiration and danced through the crowd like John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever. But in reality, I was a bundle of nerves. Between sessions, I kind of found refuge in going away and journaling and trying to see patterns and see what I'd learned about my experience from before. And what I'm excited to share with you is the pattern that I figured out. Now, I've dubbed it stripping the willow, which you'll understand soon enough. And I think it will revolutionize your approach to networking. Now, I'm very big in the idea of everything having a victory condition. Networking events are no different. You are there to meet people. However, it's not the quantity of people that is the measure of its success, but the quality.
Just quality. Quality all the way.
This is, of course, a numbers game, and you have to snog a lot of frogs if you want to end up with a prize. This, it turns out, is a good thing, and that's what I've always misunderstood. Typically, I'd cling to a familiar face like a life raft. This was partly because it was easier than meeting new faces, and partly because I didn't know how to gracefully exit a conversation. It's awkward. Okay, then.
Awkward.
Let's tackle approaching new people first. I hate walking up to people, chatting to them just for fear of me interrupting them. But then I realized that nobody cares. Not only that, I make it easier for them by doing it. This hit me when I was chatting to a fellow speaker and jiu-jitsu enthusiast who happened to be blind and would still kick my ass. As we talked, another attendee smoothly joined us, sparking a lively three-way conversation. Soon my new friend excused himself and I continued chatting with the newcomer. The cycle repeated and I realized this was a part of a social dance that I just never knew the steps to. Now, in Scotland, there's a dance called Strip the Willow. It's a dynamic dance where partners change continuously. You might not know it by name, but the concept will be familiar. Here, have a look at this.
The first couple turn by the right hand at the top, usually a barrel at Gailey's. The first lady turns second man left hand, her partner right hand, working her way down the line of men and turning her partner in between.
Now, I feel compelled to show you the following just to cleanse your brain of any notion that we are just a saft nation of dancers. Strip the willow is a perfect metaphor for networking. Let me break down the roles here. There are three roles. There is the joiner, someone who enters an ongoing conversation. The binder, the person who keeps the conversation flowing. And the lever, the person that makes like a tree to start again elsewhere. The lever then will become the next joiner, and when a new joiner arrives, the previous joiner becomes the binder, making way for the previous binder to leave. Now, it took me a while, but once I recognized this pattern, it was eye-opening. I used to feel guilty about interrupting, but now I realize that the joiner's role is crucial. They enable the lever to move on. It's interruption as a service, you guys. So armed with that knowledge, I gave it a go. And what I want to share with you now is the line I used in my duties as the joiner. Now, it's so obvious that I almost wasn't going to tell it to you, but just in case, here we go. Hi, my name's Richard from South Africa. Do you mind if I join you?
Oh, very obvious, yes.
And networking function, almost nobody says no, because that's what they're there for. Here's the kicker. As the event progressed, it got easier, especially when I already knew somebody in the group. In cases like this, there was a shift change. Regardless of how long they'd been in the conversation, the person that I knew when I joined, they would do one of two things. First, they take on the interim role of introducer.
So her name, my name, her name, whatever you're comfortable with.
I get that people wouldn't always remember my name, which is why I led with it. And I've done a video on that topic that you should watch. However, the introducer still has a job to do. It's to create context. So I'm hoping they'd remember our chat from whenever we chatted. And invariably, they would say something like, hey, Rich has spoken in 43 countries already. Or Rich was telling me about his new keynote. It's on the importance of staying relevant, right? Relentlessly relevant. And then I would carry on and he would give me my in to start chatting. And we would then chat for a little while and they would do their second job. Leave.
Leave, you idiot. Make like a tree and leave.
It makes perfect sense. Two people already know each other, one doesn't. Of course they should be the ones to go. And this is the part of networking that I was worst at. I would feel safe in my comfortable conversation, but nobody wants to speak to the same person all night. That would be boring. And you know how we feel about boring around here.
We just don't like it.
So, understanding what I had to do when I was the next leaver, I armed myself with the following line. Okay then, I'll leave you two to get to know each other a bit better, and I'll see you both later. I leave and I make space for somebody else to join. Now, look, I've acted like this is a well choreographed exercise. It's not. Many don't know the rules, and sometimes it's great to break them. For example, my mate Rob Murray, he always says it's easier to join bigger groups. And of course it is. I'm also not saying that it'll instantly be easier for you, but I'm telling you this after 49 years of near panic because I don't understand the rules. Just understanding the dance has made this a whole lot easier for me. So next time you're at a networking event, briefly close your eyes, hear the pipes start playing, and go and strip those willows. In the meantime though, check out my video on why I always give people my name first.